Hey everybody, welcome back to Granny's house. Come on in and make yourself at home. I got something important I want to talk about tonight, and has to do with all these children dying in hot cars. It worries me. It makes me sad. It makes me angry, and I don't quite understand it. Uh, this video might be a little bit different than some of the others that you've seen on this subject because I don't want to bash these parents. These parents are living in their own prison of punishment. And I don't think there's a jail big enough or bad enough to punish them any worse than they're probably already punishing themselves. It's a sad thing to me, though. And I think there's two sides of the coin that I want to talk about. And the first one is that, folks, we can't be leaving our children in the car while we run into the grocery store. We can't leave our kids in the car while we go in to get our hair done, which are two incidences that's exactly what happened. We live in a crazy world today. Somebody's liable to take your child out of the car or steal your car with your children in it. And with everything that we've been hearing over the past few decades, it seems to be getting crazier and crazier. You know, I've got a 10-year-old at home and a 14-year-old at home. My 14-year-old's going to be in high school this coming year. And I won't let them walk to the bus stop by themselves because I don't want some crazy thinking that my children are their toys to do whatever they want to with. And leaving them in a car would just, we can't do it. It's not acceptable at all. The other side of the coin is the one that I have the most compassion for, and it's these overworked, overwhelmed parents who are so busy that they can't get all their ducks in a row. And that's, I guess, culminates in the greater disaster of their child being left in a car all day while they're at work because they forgot to drop it off at daycare, or there's been a change in their plans and it just bypassed them. I don't know. I can't imagine doing that myself. I have 7 babies. I've raised 7 babies. I never forgot one of them. Then again, maybe my life wasn't as busy as theirs. Maybe I didn't have as much responsibility. It's a wonder too, really, that I've never left one of my children because when I did drive, it was nothing for me to lose my keys twice a day. I'm an extremely forgetful person, and the older I get, the worse it gets. But I don't forget my children, and I'm not trying to say that I'm any better than anybody else, but my children have always just been forefront of my mind because they've had to be. I never had anybody to take care of my kids except for me. That's not true. In the very beginning, when I was young, I had a full-time job and I took my daughter to daycare and picked her up. But I can't wrap my head around forgetting her. What do y'all think? And please try to be kind because I don't want this to turn into a hate fest against these parents who have done the unthinkable can't imagine how they feel. I don't know how I could go on knowing that I was the person responsible for the death of my child. Um, we're given our children for just a short time to raise and care for and protect. And then they grow up and they do their own thing. But while they're ours, that's our job. I take my job very seriously. And I believe that those parents did do too. But something fell apart for them. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. And I don't have an answer for it. And I don't know how it can be prevented. But I know that every year dozens of these children die in the heat. It goes on the news. Everybody hears about it, talks about it. And then the next year, as soon as things start to warm up again, more children die. And one would think that after hearing this over and over again every summer, that people would be more aware. But apparently they're not. And it's not everybody, of course. It's only. I think I read somewhere that there are about 3 dozen children every year that die in these hot cars. That's too many. Is it an epidemic? No. But it's too many. And, I'm curious, too. Is it just a problem that happens in the U.S., or does this happen in other countries? Is it just the United States that has this overwhelmed, fast-paced life? Sometimes maybe I think it is. Again, I've never heard of it happening in another country, but I could be completely wrong about that. So, leave me a comment and try very hard to think about what you're going to say and have it be a constructive comment and something to add to the discussion instead of, oh, those terrible no good parents just don't care about their children, because I don't believe that. I truly don't believe that. The only one that I heard about that would seem to be an intentional situation was the one in Georgia where the man's been convicted and prosecuted, and I think it's been about 2-3 years since that happened. But apparently he had an agenda, and unfortunately his baby was a victim of it. But tell me what you think, and tell me if I'm the only one that thinks about this, because I really don't believe I am. And every time I hear about another one, I get upset. I guess it hasn't been one in about a week, which during this heat wave, it's surprising. It's surprising that it hasn't happened. But then again, maybe people are more aware during the heat wave. I don't know. So let me know what you think. I'm not going to advertise my channel today. I just don't think it's right to do that on the backs of these children. So let's have a discussion, and I'll see y'all next time, okay?